When Mick Jagger announced that he was expecting his 8th child at the age of 73, netizens demanded the singer get a vasectomy. This radical reaction wasn't out of jealousy or hatred. Rather, Mick's fans and critics fear the singer is dooming his children to growing up without a father. But even if Jagger was there for his kids, he could hardly be a role model they need. Mick is an old-school rock superstar with an infamous rock and roll lifestyle. As the Rolling Stones frontman, Jagger has had several run-ins with the law, including a case of possession of banned substances. Mick's behavior earned him a reputation as a party animal and a major Casanova, and he was totally unapologetic.
You mean like be a good boy and set a good example? I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at that sort of thing, but I'll try if you want.
Eventually, Mick was as well known for his long list of romantic conquests as he was for his music. He even proudly told a former girlfriend that he'd slept with 4,000 women throughout his life. Some of the names on his list are pretty famous, reportedly Brigitte Bardot, Tina Turner, Angelina Jolie, and even Queen Elizabeth's sister, Princess Margaret, all feature. He's proud of his conquests, although Jagger has pointed out that it gets tiring hearing about it in the media.
It really cramps your style.
So when Jagger started a family, his fans were pretty shocked, especially because when his first child was born, Mick denied being the father. In 1971, Mick's girlfriend Marsha Hunt gave birth to a baby girl called Karis. Mick wasn't at the birth and insisted on a paternity test. The test proved Jagger was the dad, but he denied this until Karis was 12 years old. But his second child didn't have to wait that long to be accepted. Jagger's daughter Jade arrived just a year after her half-sister. Her mother was a model called Bianca, who became the first Mrs. Jagger. But it was short-lived because the musician met another model called Jerry Hall. Although Jerry would later become an important figure in Mick's life, he still received a lot of shade about their relationship. Jagger admitted, "One's private or emotional life is not always a linear graph. It dips around. Things don't always go according to plan." But while Mick explains away his romantic instability, critics think that it's a sign of addiction. A former Flame admitted that Jagger managed to overcome his problems with substances, but he should have received treatment for his countless intimate encounters too. A psychologist he dated feels the same way. She thinks it makes Mick feel young to be with so many different people. Because of that, he struggles to stay faithful. Mick only agrees with half of that. The musician doesn't think monogamy works for everyone. He's also not a fan of marriage. "I don't like the legal implications. I think it's bullshit." However, for a while, it looked like Mick might be ready to settle. He was in a relationship with Jerry Hall for 22 years. The couple eventually had an unofficial marriage, and their bond added 4 more kids to Jagger's brood. His naysayers just didn't understand. For years, Mick was indifferent to children, because his music has always been more important to Jagger than his kids.
Jerry Hall's having a baby now. I've had that one. We've done that, dear, and I'm trying to get them back onto the record. This is the new record. Listen to the record, you know.
Mick didn't say this because he wasn't excited about the baby. He'd just been hoping to have a boy. After the birth of daughter number 3, the rocker admitted, "I love my daughters, but it would be very nice to have a son." He got his wish. In the next decade, Mick and Jerry had 3 more kids, and 2 of them were boys. Jagger almost looked like a decent family man living in marital bliss. Until Jerry left him. Because Mick dropped a bombshell. He was expecting his 7th child, with a model called Luciana. After another paternity suit, the rocker was forced to admit that he was also definitely the baby's father. The size of Jagger's family isn't the only part of his life to make headlines. Mick once admitted it was really hard to balance parenting and his career. "I'm always on the road. It's my own choice, but I'm negligent. I just am. I'm not there." It did not improve as his family expanded.
I mean, I think it's very hard to be good parents, you know. So it's a lot of work, you need a lot of time. I see my children on the road, but they behave so badly because they have everything open, and I see their behavior and I think, oh, they're just behaving like me.
Decades later, Jagger still hasn't changed his ways. The singer is a great-grandfather, but he's added another baby to his brood, and people did not like it. When Mick announced he was expecting his 8th baby from his 5th baby mama, ballerina Melanie Hamrick, it led to very heavy clapback. The dancer is 43 years younger than Mick, so he was branded a cradle robber. He was also called an irresponsible parent. The Telegraph explained, There's something reckless about fathering a child he almost certainly won't see into adulthood. Even his supporters were outraged. His bandmate Keith Richards shared that Jagger should consider a vasectomy. It's time for the snip. You can't be a father at that age. Those poor kids. And Mick, the 78-year-old father of 8, proves that some things don't change with age. But the question is, do you think having kids at such an age is selfish? And what family values can Mick pass on to his brood?